Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be back with another video. For today's video, we are going to be discussing the very mysterious phenomenon of consciousness. Consciousness is awareness. It's something that you can't observe from the outside. The only way to know it is to be the one experiencing it. We can't touch or measure it, yet it defines everything that you are. In this video, we are going to rethink everything you thought you knew about consciousness. And we will be exploring a theory that might change how you view yourself forever. The ultimate question that I want to get to the bottom of is consciousness a void or a divine unfolding? So hopefully I get to the bottom of that today. And then the makeup look that I will be doing is going to be a gray, silver, smoky eye look. This is inspired by Ciara, an amazing singer. She had this look on years ago during the New Year's Eve special, December of 2022. I'll put an image of it right here so you guys can see what I'm referencing, but so gorgeous. We're going to be trying to recreate this look today. And yeah, I'm very excited. So let's just get started with the video. So today we will be discussing two contrasting ideologies when it comes to philosophizing consciousness. These contrasting ideologies are consciousness as God and then consciousness as the absence of God. Also, just to avoid any confusion, I want to clarify when I am referring to God, I am referring to the universe itself, not a being that's separate from the universe. So there are some beliefs where God is separate from the cosmos and an outside being controlling the universe. But for this video, whenever I reference God, I am referencing the universe itself. So first I want to go over the idea of consciousness as the absence of God. This idea is that I am one consciousness. My consciousness, it's singular, it's uncertain, and it's finite, meaning that it's limited. It is the opposite of infinite. Infinite is access to everything, never ending, limitless, and then finite is limited. There are boundaries and it's incomplete. With this perspective or this view of consciousness, I'm reaching outwards to the world, trying to grasp it and understand it, but I am confined by the limit of my own consciousness. With this singular consciousness, I cannot know any outside consciousness. So obviously we don't know the minds of others. We don't know what another person is aware of, and therefore you don't know your true place in this vast unfolding world. My consciousness is imperfect, just as I am. In this incompleteness, there's a void of emptiness. There's something missing. The void is what I'm referring to as the absence of God. It is a longing of something beyond ourselves. We have this longing of something that our own consciousness cannot fulfill. Being in this absence of God state of consciousness, we are suffering. As an individual person, you yourself or I am not everything. I could not be without the world. Yet all that I will ever truly know is the existence of me being I. The universe goes beyond my own awareness infinitely. And so there's really no way that I, being in my own singular consciousness, can ever understand the universe. All at the same time, I cannot exist without the universe. I am dependent on the outside. I will be referencing various philosophers today, but for this specific idea of consciousness as the absence of God, it does align with a philosophy which is by Rene Descartes. I actually conveniently have his meditations, and within his meditations, he writes, "When I turn my mind's eye upon myself, I understand that I am a thing which is incomplete and dependent on another, and which aspires without limit to even greater and better things. But I also understand at the same time that he on whom I depend has within him all those greater things, not just indefinitely and potentially, but actually and infinitely, and hence that he is God." Basically, what Descartes is saying is that we have this singular, finite consciousness. However, we still have a yearning to understand what is beyond our consciousness. We want something that we don't have, and we don't know entirely what that thing that we don't have is, but we know we want it, and we know that it's missing. So we kind of know it, but we also don't know it at the same time. So it's like he knows that God is what is missing, but he also knows for sure that God is infinite and has awareness of everything. And so what we're missing is everything, and we don't know what everything is. It gets very confusing, and it's even very confusing for me to try to explain this. There is this existential tension between the finite I and our singular consciousness, and then the infinite consciousness, or what God is, and that is unknown, but it's also something that we are yearning for. Being a human being, you have your own individual consciousness, and when you die, that is when you become a part of the universe or the infinite awareness. But who knows if that's true? It's just a mystery to me. And now I will get into the contrasting idea that consciousness is God. This idea is that the consciousness that we have within ourselves, it's not separate from the universe. It is actually the universe becoming aware. So you are actually the universe. I have this amazing quote I need to read. This quote is by Maurice Merleau-Ponty. He was a French philosopher, and he says, "The acts of the eye are of such a nature that they outstrip themselves, leaving no interiority of consciousness. Consciousness is transcendence through and through." So he says that consciousness is a transcendence, and he gets this idea from the fact that consciousness is always embedded in a context. It's always coming from something else that we are related to or connected to. It's not that you as a person are the source of your consciousness. There really is no source. It can never be isolated, but rather it's connecting everyone and everything together. So considering this perspective of consciousness being God, consciousness is not about self-reflecting, it's not introspection or self-contained. Instead, it's about being open to the world. Consciousness is defined by its ability to transcend and connect to the outside world. It's not a limited awareness that we have independently. The fact that we have it itself is going beyond ourselves and extending out, transcending to the world outside of us. You, as an individual, are not outside of this universe. You are a part of the universe. Your ideas are not separate from the universe because you are a part of this greater picture and this greater being, which is the universe. Consciousness is a coming into being. There is no generator or receiver of thoughts. It is simply the universe coming into being through you. I am going to read another quote from another philosopher. This one is Spinoza. So this book, it is a Spinoza reader, The Ethics and Other Works. This was actually one of my favorite books. The quote that I'll be reading, it does align with the view that consciousness is God. The human mind cannot be absolutely destroyed with the body, but something of it remains, which is eternal. So this is very interesting. Spinoza is saying that even when we die, a part of our consciousness lives on, which that is very confusing because the way Spinoza views consciousness is not isolated or doomed, but rather it is an expression of an eternal substance, which is God. So he is viewing consciousness as divine. Consciousness is not a personal experience, but it is a part of something greater. So for Spinoza, he doesn't see consciousness as the absence of God, but rather it is God unfolding within us and throughout us. And I like that perspective. I can't say that I align with one over any others. I really align with every single philosophy out there because after reading more and more about each argument, each philosophical perspective of being in human life, they all make sense. They all resonate in some way, but who's to say what is right? To conclude this video, the two contrasting ideas of consciousness being the absence of God versus consciousness being God, these two ideas and perspectives coexist within us all the time. And this is why we have a yearning for meaning. Additionally, there is this awe and this uncertainty of what being is. And it's just an incredible thing. You'll be living your life and you realize just how amazing life is. And it's these moments that make you realize, am I the universe experiencing itself? Or am I separate from it and I'm just wanting to understand what the universe is? In the beginning, I mentioned that this is a very mysterious phenomenon and it remains a mystery. And just know that you don't need to know what consciousness is because you already have it. You are being it. It is being within you. It's a very complicated matter. There are so many theories out there. So as you sit with these ideas, just think, what does consciousness mean to you? I will be ending this video here. The makeup look did not turn out exactly like Ciara's at all, but what are you gonna do? She still inspired me, and I kind of like recreating different looks, so maybe I'll do that again. Let me know how you guys think I did. But this video was really fun to make. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.